Hello friends, I am Dipendra Kumar Soni, and this notebook has been created as a part of a GRIP program organized by the Sparks Foundation for November 2020 batch. So in this notebook we have performed the exploratory data analysis for retail dataset which was given from the Sparks Foundation, given by the Sparks Foundation. So let's begin the analysis. First of all, we have imported the pandas library. Yes, it is very essential for managing data frames. We have imported our sample superstore.csv data. Okay, so here we have printed the data head of our data, which is actually the upper five rows of our data set. So as we can clearly see, there are 13 columns, the features. Okay, the tail shows that there are total of 9,994 elements, including the zeroth element. Okay, so here is the shape of our data, which is 9994, 13. In the quick statistical description of our data, we can see various statistical parameters like standard means, minimum values, 25 percentiles and 50 percentile and all sort. Okay, so here it is the information for our data. Okay, let's check the unique values. As we can see, the ship mode has 4 unique values, the segment has 3 unique values, and the country has only 1 unique value. That means the whole data belongs to a single country. Okay, let's print the unique value of country. That country is United States. The unique values of ship mode include second class, standard class, and first class. And the fourth is same day. The segments include consumer, corporate, and home office. There are 3 values in segment, 3 columns actually, which could be categorized or grouped by segment. There are 4 regions named as Central, East, West, and South. And there are 3 categories including furniture, office supplies, and technology. Okay, from our results, it is clear that all these data belongs to a single country, that is United States. So we do not need this particular column of data because we know that whole data belongs to the United States. So we are dropping. Okay, so here we have dropped our data, actually the extra column of country. So now our shape presents that we have 12 columns. Okay, so let's check for missing values. So it tells us that there is no missing value in our dataset. Okay, now let's check for the duplicate values. So there are 17 duplicate values. Let's print those duplicate values here. Okay, so we have here in this line, we have dropped our duplicate values and here is our new data frame after dropping. Okay, so let's plot some correlation. This is the correlation between our dataset. There are 5 columns including postal code, sales, quantity, discount, profit. So in this table, we can clearly see that there is negative correlation between postal code and sales, and there is also a negative correlation between postal codes and profit. Okay, there is also a negative correlation between sales and discount. Okay, so there's a negative correlation between sales and discounts. Okay, let's see the graph for the respective correlations. So here is the correlation graph, or this could be called as a pair plot. So here it is the pair plot. Okay, so as we can see in the above graph, this graph actually, profit does not show any significant dependency of postal codes. So let's move to the postal code and profit segment. So the graph depicting postal code and profit. So here it is here is the graph. The okay. So as we can see in this graph, the profit is almost equally distributed everywhere as we increase our postal code. So it does not show any dependency. The profit does not show any dependency on postal code. So I don't think we need postal code column in our dataset. So let's drop this column, and after dropping this column, our new data frame has been named as data 1. So further from here, we'll be calling our dataset as data 1. Okay, now let's plot heat map for correlation, and it is clear from this heat map that the sales are highly correlated with profit and well correlated with quantity. Well, it is obvious that quantity will increase with sales. The point to be noted is that there is a negative correlation between discount and profit, and discount and sales. So that part we have already noticed in our above table when we had plotted the table for correlations. So moving further, here we have plotted the convolution plot, and moving ahead. So let's have a look at subcategories. Subcategory. So plotting subcategory along with sales. From this curve we can see that the sales are maximum for the copier category, and which is actually followed by the machines, and which is again followed by tables. So copiers, machines, and tables are top three top three selling products. Okay, so let's have a look at the subcategories and profit curve. So when we compare profit with subcategories, so we can clearly see that the copiers are making far more profit than other entities. And let's check the subcategory and discount. So when we plot discount versus subcategory curve, we see that the high discount is paid for binders, which is followed by the machines and followed by the tables. So we can clearly see that the tables and machines are being paid high discounts, which results in loss of their profit. And from the above curve, profit versus subcategory, we can see that the tables are showing negative. That means it is a loss-making entity. Okay, so let's group our data around states. We have performed this. Okay, we have printed our data as per states. It is quite messy. Okay, let's see the segment and region column. We have plotted the region along with profit, and which we have applied hue on segments. So this bar plot depicts that the central region has quite low number of consumers. Otherwise, overall distribution is constant. So let's check the curve between profit and region, which is hued by the category. So here is the bar plot, which shows that the sales of furniture is significantly low in central and eastern regions. Also, there is very low office supply in central region. So we'll make our conclusions later. So as we can see that the correlations are high among profit, quantity, and sales. So let's depict the curves of profit versus quantity, profit versus sale, and profit versus counts. Actually, discounts. Okay, so from this curve we can see that the profit is constantly increase, not constantly actually, but it is increasing as we increase the quantity. Okay, when we increase sale, the profit increased at a particular point, and after that it showed a sudden downfall, and the discount curve is not constant, actually it is fluctuating. So from this all EDAs, after performing this EDA, we can conclude that while the superstore is incurring losses due to giving discounts on its products, they cannot stop giving discounts of their products. Most of the heavy discounts are during festivals, end of seasons, and clearance sales, which are necessary so that the store can make space in their warehouses for fresh stock. Also, by incurring small losses, the company gains in the future by attracting more long-term customers. Therefore, the small losses from discounts are an essential part of company's business. So here we have made a dashboard so that we can easily track the okay, so we can easily track the profit as per the location. So here we have applied a down drop box for countries. Let's check for Kansas. So here is our plot for Kansas, and let's check for Maine. So here is the plot for Maine. This is all for this video. Thank you.